name is Feli Valencia. I was born in Indonesia. I'm 19 years old now. I came to the United States when I was 9. I graduated as the valedictorian in my high school, and I had the opportunity to attend college for 1 semester. I was on a scholarship. My mom is disabled. Because of that, I had to withdraw from school and go to work full-time to send money back home.
My name is Jorge Salazar. I am originally from La Paz, Bolivia. I am currently enrolled at Community College of Philadelphia. I came to the United States when I was 7 years old, alongside my parents and my 8-month-old sister, Pamela.
My name is Prudence Powell, 29 years old, living in North Philadelphia. I was born and raised in Jamaica. When I was 12 years old, my aunt sent for me to come to the States.
Hi, my name is Dan Nemec. I'm 22 years old, and I came to America at the age of 8 from the Czech Republic in hopes to have a better future and more opportunities in life. I am currently enrolled in a GED program and work in landscaping construction.
My name is Maria Jose Sotomayor. I came to the United States when I was 9 years old. I am currently a senior in college, graduating in May 2013 with a psychology degree.
So one day my counselor called me down, and then I told him my concern, social security number. It was my first time telling someone that I was undocumented, and I really cried. So I became really depressed and hopeless. I do have dreams. I do want to become a somebody.
I remember that very moment as I came to my parents. I asked them if they could tell me my social security number. That very second, when the words came out of my mouth, my world crumbled. There were a lot of tears. I remember going to my counselor for advice, but my counselor was shocked at my story and yelled out, "Oh no, you're illegal." I became engulfed in anger towards the world. My grades dropped and I became a horribly disrespectful person. But then I thought, what about my sister? Soon she'll have to go through this pain, and I can't let this same darkness that surrounds me infect her. I managed to get my grades back up, and I managed to crawl, and to graduate from George Washington Carver High School of Engineering and Science.
The moment I realized that I was undocumented, I was about 13 or 14 years old in middle school. They was asking for papers I didn't have, and my aunt was putting them off and coming up with stories why she didn't have them. That really made me feel out of place and depressed. I really didn't know what it meant to be illegal. Once I got older, I realized what it really meant. I started acting out in school because I didn't see the point of learning anymore. I just wanted to give up.
All I wanted to do is get my driver's license just like any other 16-year-old, and that is when I found out I was an illegal immigrant. I lost all motivation due to the fact that I could not get a job even if I had a good education, so I dropped out of high school. I was always afraid to discuss my status with my friends, fearing I would be labeled and it would change our relationship, so I never told anyone.
The first time I realized being undocumented was an obstacle was when my mother took my sister and I to enroll in school over the summer. Because of our status, they told us we couldn't attend any public school. I felt very upset and ashamed. I still remember walking out of that office, looking at the ground, and my mother holding back the tears of anger and helplessness.
It gives me a sense of hope, something to hold on for tomorrow.
I remember coming home that day, thinking this was all a dream. Moments later, my mom came in the door, and finding me in tears, she began to worry. We were going to get deported, or I was in trouble. I came rushing to her to calm her down and to assure her it was good news. But as I hugged her, it became painfully clear this isn't over. She was still not safe, and many of my friends would not meet the requirements. I felt guilty that this was happening for me, but not for others.
Thank God there is hope for me after all. That's when I enrolled into Temple GED program to finish up my education.
Now that DACA is available, I've been talking to friends about it, and to be honest, it has been a big burden lifted off my shoulders. Now I know growing up I was not the only person who was illegal, and there were people I could share my experiences with.
The first person I called was my grandmother. Not being able to speak, I broke down, crying tears of happiness, saying, Abuelita, I can finally work so I can help my parents. My sister and I can complete our education and get a job other than at a pizza shop. This is the happiest day of my life. My sister and I sat on the couch holding hands, crying, and we kept saying with scenarios of where we will work, finish school, being able to have a driver's license, and even going back to visit our family.
I see myself 5 years from now graduating college, and I'm planning to major in immigration law. The parents are so scared that their kids might get caught and might get dragged to the Homeland Security because of being undocumented. In the end, no one ever heard their story.
I began working at a lumber yard, so when the time came for my sister to enter college, she would be better prepared. I began to save money for her tuition. I know that if I could make a difference, it would be for her. In 2011, my sister graduated from Temple University. To me, learning quenches my thirst. My dream is to finish college and become an engineer.
With this newfound hope, I can have a better future for my 2 children, and I can finally get off public assistance and provide a better home for them. I can finally work and get a driver's license, and I can also further my education in the nursing field.
Now I can plan for my future. I hope to acquire a college education and to get a decent job that I can turn into a career. Either I can build my own construction company, or even possibly work for the U.S. Navy and become a high-ranking officer.
I want to make sure no child ever feels the same way I did that day. I want to be a counselor and work in the school system. Nobody should be prohibited of attaining their education because education is the most important gift we have.
Immigration reform is not only meant for younger generation. Our parents deserve immigration reform too.
Whenever time permits, I give my time to immigrant rights organizations with the hope that someday things will change. Hopefully people will realize the sacrifice our parents make for us.
What I would like to say to any legislator making decisions about reforming the immigration system would be to give us a chance. We just want to be successful and contribute to this country.